Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbat. Lay, 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 Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom, so good to see you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome you into the Commons here in Echo Park. We're so glad for the loving and generous and connected relationship we have with the Episcopal Diocese and their deep welcoming of us here on Tovangar, the ancestral lands of the multiple tribes that use this space for ceremony and for gathering and for living for so long. The Tongva, the Gabrielino, the Chumash, And as a friend said, an indigenous leader told me one of the things she wants to be said about Tovangar is that this has been a place of diversity and pluralism from the beginning, and that is part of what we need to elevate in the tradition of these lands, which we are doing and will continue to do to honor these lands. We want to invite you to take a moment to take out your phone, wish it well, and then turn it off. Because part of what is so, if you haven't already, part of what is so beautiful about Shabbos is getting to create this sanctuary and time together in community. And speaking of community, if you would please take a moment and meet your neighbors. Give them your name, some Shabbat Shaloms. Ooh. Beautiful. And welcome to everyone on the Zoom. Please introduce yourself if you haven't already in the chat. There is closed captioning on the Zoom. There is also an ASL interpreter. Gregorio is interpreting tonight, and if you need the interpretation, please tell us and we can give you the screen so you can see him. You can see him on the screen over there, but we'll give you your own if you need it. Please tell us. And if you are wondering, is it okay if you're here, you've never been to a temple before, or you never imagined yourself coming back to a temple again, and everything in between, we are so glad you're here. Yes, it is right that you are here, and we are deeply moved that you chose to be here tonight. And welcome, 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 and welcome some more. So we are going to begin by lighting the Shabbat candles. In this book, it has as sort of our guide through. It's called, it's the Siddur, the prayer book. So I'll give the page numbers. You'll see English and Hebrew and transliteration, and it will move us through this journey tonight. So a double beautiful moment here. To light candles, we're going to invite Shauna and Jin, who are soon to be married and are celebrating that, and also have contributed beautiful desserts for our oneg tonight. And also a special moment because we are marking the end of what has been an incredible internship, rabbinic internship for Sasha Perry. So we're going to invite you, Sasha, to please also come to the candles. That means you get up. Yes, there you go. Yeah, and if there's anybody who would like to join them, because this is a time where you would really need to be close to light, if that has been the week for you this week, we invite you to join them and get close to light. And if possible, to go around the sides so we don't block the light for everyone. We increase the light for everyone. Okay, we are on page 2. Please, light the candles. Reach for the light, everyone, and bring it in 3 times.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav.
All of you need light meters, please greet each other. And then I'm going to ask for Sasha to come here. Can you get the flowers? Yes, to come over this way. Yes. Everybody can be seated except for Sasha. No seating for you right now. So just going to take a moment here. Oh yeah, I've got a partial list. I want to just take a moment of appreciation, deep appreciation. The last 2 years, you have given all of yourself in so many ways to help this community. This is a partial list, not complete. You've organized those very meaningful pilgrimages to Manzanar. You help us to revive our Tu B'Shvat Seder. You, along with Jordana, introduced this now, thank God, we call it traditional, drag Purim. You have walked people through beautiful life cycle moments, both here and in their homes and various places. You've given us your teachings, so many connected to deep earth-based and climate change awareness in such deep texts. You've helped be part of the design and the implementing of the dialogues. You've created such support on Shabbat, and then just this instinct towards bringing people in, kiruv, draw near, outreach, but it's really to bring near. You have brought so many near into this community and into the Jewish tradition. And then this like amazing parting gift, this aspirational desire we've had for a Chevra Kadisha that you have made a reality, that you're going to share a little bit more about at the end of the service tonight. And that was all in addition to the Tikkun collective work that was at a big heart of what you did. So much with LA Voice and the work with LA County, with Clue, with Dayenu, with so many. And I want to share with everyone that as we're in a moment of the ending of an internship, that there was someone in our community who was moved by all the Tikkun work and has made a generous donation for us to shape a Tikkun organizer position for Sasha to continue as in a part-time position in the community, doing the work of immigration, solidarity support, of the climate work, and of working with LA County on equitable fire recovery and these things that are at the center of making the world better and making our LA County better. And you will be hearing more and soon. And with all of that, if we can just do, what do? We want to do our hands. We want to just throw love. How about throwing some love? Let's just throw lots of love. And here's some beauty. Take the beauty. Look at those gladiolas. Yeah, those are nice. Thank you, Sasha, for everything you've given. Now you have to walk that way. Why do you look so shocked? It's flowers.
I have a gift.
You have a gift?
Yeah, the parting gift is not the Hever Kadisha.
We'll tell you. It's been in all the emails. But
She'll kill me if I take more than 10 seconds for this. Rabbi Aaron and Ellen and Sonia, and if any of our staff are here and can make it up here just very quickly. Since you mentioned earth-based and all the other things, yeah, all of actually, especially Aaron, because this is mostly your job. My parting gift actually is a yod, considering the one that over half my internship has been broken and will actually be lost soon, I'm sure. And so we talk a lot about the Torah being Eitz Hayim, a tree of life. And so I am the person that has a big gay tree on the back of my jacket. So you now have a yod that is a big gay tree yod. With a chain, so it does not get lost. Okay.
So you, as we are honoring you, that you are giving us gifts. So moving. Thank you, Sasha. Take it home and you enjoy it. Let's continue to welcome Shabbat with all that love and goodness. Luchuna Ranina, page 12.
לכו Page 30. שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, רצו מיום ליום ישועתו, איי איי איי, ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומעולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, גם לילה 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 Page 18, 18. Lay, 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 lay. Lay, 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 lay. Hey, lay, 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 lay. מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלי, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוד, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, כל אדוני על המים אל הכבודים, יאללה לי 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 20, page 20. All right, we're gonna try a new melody. Pretty simple. We have a whole 5 verses to catch on. So here, try it with us. Now we're having trouble remembering it, so 1 second.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Well, all right. We have 10 seconds to remember it, or we're going to do an old one. Here we go. All right, Ken, we'll lean on an older one. Here we go. דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבורך, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו לתפארת ולתהילה. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבתך. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלכי ומנוחה, ומצאי מתוך עמך. מלאך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך המה. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לישי בגדי תפארתך מי. הירדן ישי ואת הלך, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומיורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, אמון אדוני עלייך בגלל. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Page 21. תבושי ולא תיכלמי מה תשתוכח
Number 5.
בך יחס אני עמי ונבנתה קירתי לה לך אדוני לקראת כלה בני שבת וקבלה והיו למשיסה שוזייך ורחקו כל מבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך ניצוץ חתן על כלה לך אדוני לקראת כלה בני שבת וקבלה ימין ושמאל תפוצי בית אדוני תעריצי על יד איש בין פרצי ונבנתה ידי לך אדוני לקראת כלה בני שבת
As you are able, we invite you to rise physically or spiritually and face the lake as we invite this extra soul to join us on Shabbat. Last verse.
בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצוהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי כלה בואי כלה לך אדוני לקראת
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please greet each other again. Shabbat Shalom.
Couldn't remember the Chadodi, so so good. Aaron was on our text chain and he sent it to that one. I'll send it. It's good. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's similar to that one, but it's really good. It's got an energy to it. Wow.
People will be excited. This is the one.
I was like, it's not coming. It's a little similar to that one, so it's like
Let's just do the Okay, everybody, we welcome you to sit. And we continue 26 with the Hatzi Kaddish. It's also on when we move into the English words, it's on the song sheet.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועל מה דיברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחיי חון וביומי חון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן יהי שמי אבא מבורך מעולם מעולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה ולילה לילה ולילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה נחמתה דמיה ועלמה ואימו ואימו לילה
As you are able, we invite you to rise physically or spiritually for the Baruch Hu on page 28.
ברוך אדוני מלך לעולם.
You may be seated, page 30, blessing for the evening time.
לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב
And we approach now the Shema and her blessings. that asked us to listen and to know deeply that all things, all peoples are one, echad. And as we do that, we take time to reflect. And tonight, Rabbi Aaron is going to be sharing the Devar Torah, the teaching on the Torah portion this evening. And the question for tonight, connected to the Torah portion and the teaching, is where, or perhaps what, is a place of absence, of void for you right now? Where are you feeling absence, feeling void? So take a moment just to reflect. Where is absence? Inside of you, in between you and others, perhaps in the world around us. Where are you seeing absence? Yeah? Had a moment with it? Great. Now turn to somebody near you, and you're going to share, make sure. Again, Nefesh, I love our large group mentality, but let's look for pairs so that you have time for everybody to share and then share and listen. Listen and share. Go for it. And go for it on Zoom as well.
Where you seeing absence? Where you seeing absence? Ooh.
Make sure both people share.
The absence of the new There's so many absences.
So much absence. Okay, thank your partner. We now have Ahavat Olam, we have love as our passage into the Shema. Ahavat Olam is on page 32. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta. Torah umitzvot hukim umishpatim otanu limadeta. feeling your body in your chair, I'm going to invite you to take a couple of breaths to make room for this expansive oneness. I'm going to invite you to breathe in and breathe out and exhale all the way to the end, and then wait. Wait till the breath comes back without you doing anything. And when it comes back, breathe in and then breathe out again with a pause at the bottom where you just wait. Sabbath is here to tell us that we don't have to be in urgency all the time. We can just wait to be breathed. And one more time, big breath in and out, and then waiting at the bottom for the breath to return on its own. No effort. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema.
$36. Elohechem Emet. We come into Michamocha and courage. I've been thinking about how we're in an interesting part of our calendar, of our Jewish calendar, in terms of this Yitziat Mitzrayim, this leaving of the narrow place narrative that's so foundational to us. It was only a few weeks ago that we read it in the Torah portion, that we had Shabbat Shirah, remember? And we all went through that journey and sang about it on the other side, this Michamocha. And now we're in Torah, we're in the wilderness. But the other part of our calendar, we're next month going to be in Passover, where we will again talk about Yitziat Mitzrayim. So it's a sort of an interesting bookends that we're in the place in between the two tellings of the story, of the courage that we used to need in the past and that we celebrated, and the courage of the future that we will celebrate. Yes? So yes to courage in the past, yes to courage right now, and yes to the courage we're going to celebrate. That's going to bring us to a new land, and it will. Amen? Okay. Courage. Song sheets, page 40, or just it's in your heart. And whenever there's a question at Nefesh, if you say lie, lie, or just move your body a little bit, you're in it. We're all in it. Let's go for courage.
Not to hold too tight. No, I'll be alright. Courage to fail and shine. Hey! Page 40 in the middle. Malchutecha, אהוב עליך, בוקע הים, לפני משה ומרים. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Next Shabbat, we will have the honor and joy of witnessing and celebrating Malik as he is called to Torah as bar mitzvah. And just want to lift up that Malik has both been a student and a teacher in our community as a madrich, as a teaching assistant in our class at Macomb. And so just in honor of all you give all the time to Nefesh, and you're going to share with us what you've been also giving to the world in your Tikkun Olam project before the Hashkiv.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So I'm Malik Dayton, and I'm getting bar mitzvah next week. And bar mitzvahs at Nefesh have a so-called Tikkun Olam project. For my Tikkun Olam project, I really wanted to do something grounded. Tikkun Olam literally means, healing the world. And I wanted to feel like a core aspect of my project was seeing real change and healing where I volunteered. Because of this, I decided to volunteer at St. Barnabas Episcopal Church, who collaborate with this place called Seeds of Hope in order to do a food distribution. Nefesh has been a partner with St. B's for years, and I've personally been going to the food distribution site for years. At the site, I spent 3 hours a week on Thursday mornings preparing, packaging, and distributing food to people who really need it. This food would have been thrown out otherwise because it was deemed not good enough for grocery stores. Instead, we get to use it to feed people who might not have the means to do so otherwise. And it was amazing getting to see all the people helping, and actually felt as if the world, and at least my community, was truly healing, and that's what I really wanted. If you guys want to help at this amazing place, it's at St. Barnabas Episcopal Church in Eagle Rock from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. On Thursday mornings. You can find the information on Nefesh's Tikkun Olam page on its website, or you can just come up to me after services. I hope to see you guys there. Shabbat Shalom.
And Seeds of Hope does that at St. B's, also here and around the city, and their offices are here. They're part of our beautiful group of organizations and people of faith here in this building. So we continue with Hashkivenu, page 42. And we pray, please God, for a Sukkot Shalom, a sukkah of peace, to cover us all, to cover the world, to cover Jerusalem, as the prayer says. Please God, cover us all, bring us peace. 42.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו ושמור Shalom, shalom. ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת,
44.
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
As you are able, we invite you to rise now for the Amidah prayer. We will begin together on page 46 with that opening meditation that our mouths, our bodies are open to praise, to prayer. And then we will go into the prayer, the prayers of the prayer book, the prayers of your heart tonight. And as you complete your prayers, you may be seated. And it's fine if you're not done and other people are, to stay standing and keep going with your own personal prayers. We begin now on 46.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Salam. Shalom. If you're in a place of prayer, please continue in your own prayers. We're going to take this moment now collectively to turn our hearts to both ancient prayer and contemporary prayer. This ancient prayer is a prayer for the captives filled with words of psalm and a deep desire for the release of captives.
מי שבח אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך וישמור וינצור את הנעדרים ואת השבויים בתוך שאר אחינו בית ישראל הנתונים בצער ובשביה בעבור שהקהל מתפלל בעבורם הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם יוציאם מחושך וצל מוות וסוטיהם ינתק ומצוקותיהם יושיעם וישיב במהרה לחיק משפחותו יודו לאדוני חסדו ונפלאותיו לבני אדם ויקיים בהם מקרא שכתוב ופדויי אדוני ישובו ובאו ציון ברינה ושמחת עולם על ראשם ששון ושמחה ישיגו ונשאו ויגון ואנחה ונאמר
May it be your will, God of our fathers and mothers, that this year brings a pervasive and complete peace on all inhabitants of the earth beyond all dreams of humanity. יהי רצון מלפניך אלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו שהשנה הזאת תביא שלום ומוחלט ושלם על כל יושבי תבל ועבר לכל חלומות האנושות. We're in this place now of it being 2 months since the incredible firestorm that moved through 2 ends of our beautiful city, our county, and we're in the place where I feel now that many people are like, oh yeah, things are going on now, going forward, but for others in our community, it is still very much, as I like to say, here and not here. So we continue in this place that's moving into a place of netzach, of perseverance, to let those of you know who you are in this room, some of you right now, that we continue to very much be with you in your perseverance and healing. God, our rock, our comfort, hear our prayer. Our hearts break for all those who lost their lives, their loved ones in this deadly blaze, the 17 who were lost. Our hearts go out to those who've lost their homes, all their treasured possessions, beloved heirlooms, their sense of place and home, safety and stability have been shaken. Help us, God, to anchor them, to shelter, support, and steady them with love. Be their strength and their comfort, and fill them with courage that they will need to begin again. And please be with all of those who are still not in their homes, who have homes to go back to but are still not in them. Everyone who is impacted in so many ways by this destruction, so many ways. Bless the firefighters and first responders for their ongoing health. Bless all those who are cleaning, clearing, and caring for others in so many ways. Watch over them, keep them safe. Work through us. Fill us all with the vision of the new days that lie ahead, a dream of our city, our county restored. Let Jeremiah's prophecy of hope enter into every heart and soul. The city shall be rebuilt upon its ruins. So may it be. And let us say amen. Want to now take a moment to all of us to bring to mind, to our hearts, those who are in need of healing. Maybe it's people whose spirits are in need of healing. Some hard times right now. So call to mind people who maybe it's their spirit, maybe it's their bodies who are needing healing. Usually it's all together all the time. Well, I'll just tell you, it's all together all the time, our bodies and spirits. Some kind of crazy idea before that we could separate those things, but we can't. So please call them to mind and say their names aloud, all those who are in need of healing right now. Tishlach mechera, refuah shlema, refuah nefesh, refuah guf, b'toch cholei Yisrael, b'toch cholei yoshvei tevel. Please bring a healing of wholeness, a healing of body and spirit to all those in need of healing. Elna Refanala, God, please heal her. Elna Refanalo, God, please heal him. Elna Refanala him, God, please heal them. Elna Refanali, please heal me with Fuah Shlema, with a healing, a complete healing. Elna Refanala. Ali, heal me. one deep breath to breathe in all that healing. Rabbi Aaron, please.
So it was a last-minute decision, but my afternoon had suddenly opened up, and so I joined my parents to make a Shiva call for a close family friend of ours who had lost his mother. And so I drove to the valley, and I was there for maybe a couple of hours. And as I was walking back to my car, I realized that I hadn't had any phone service up in the Encino Hills. And so my phone was buzzing with notifications. So as I started driving home, a friend called me who I hadn't talked to in a few weeks. So I was excited to say hello, and I picked up the phone. And I said, "What's up, Avi?" He said, "Aaron, are you okay?" I said, "What do you mean?" "Yeah, I'm good." He goes, "I heard you were missing." I say, "Missing?" At this point, we're also both laughing. He goes, "Yeah, missing. 2 different people called me to see if I knew where you were, so I just called you directly, and you picked up immediately, so it seems like you're fine." I said, "Yeah, I'm good, but I guess I should probably call Zazu, my wife. But thanks for finding me." So if you haven't already gathered what took me a few too many minutes to figure out that day, I had forgot to tell my wife where I was heading that afternoon. And then I also hadn't clocked that I wasn't receiving texts or calls until I left Encino. So what had only been a 3-hour absence had caused a bit of a scare. And on one hand, I found the whole thing a bit silly. But I also understood how unnerving it was all of a sudden to be absent, even for a short while, to be missing. So after assuring Zazu I was okay, I responded to several texts that were only now continuing to come through, thanking my friends for their concern, apologizing for the scare, and I have since made a concerted effort to tell my partner whenever I decide to make an impromptu Shiva call. So at first glance, in this week's Parsha, Tetzaveh, nothing seems out of the ordinary. We read, Ve'ata tetzaveh b'nei Yisrael, and you shall command the people of Israel. And this begins a long series of directions that God is delivering to Moses. However, as we progress through the Parsha, it becomes even more notable that the formula that opens up a series of commands and God spoke to Moses saying never shows up. We never read that phrase. In fact, the medieval Spanish commentator, the Baal HaTurim, makes a fairly jarring observation that throughout this entire Parsha, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, will not be mentioned a single time. And I'll share, over the years, I never noticed this omission, but as I sat with it this week, I understood how it was a bit unsettling. The Israelites are still at the very beginning of their journey. We're still in the first half of our yearly Torah reading cycle, and we're already experiencing a void in leadership, in reassurance, at a minimum, in the presence of Moses. And in his commentary, the Baal HaTurim expands on this absence. He explains that Moshe's absence was actually a product of his own doing. Because in next week's Parsha, Ki Tisa, after the people have created the golden calf, this idol that they're worshiping, God will get so upset that God will threaten to destroy all of the people, all of the Israelites. Moshe is very defensive of his people, and he offers an ultimatum to God. He says, if you forgive their sin, all will be well and good. But if you don't, erase me from the record which you have written. So God will ultimately forgive the people, and so Moshe's ultimatum becomes moot.
So why does the divine still decide in some way to honor Moshe's request to at least in part remove him from the record of the Torah? Rabbi Tali Adler explores this question, and she writes that the sin of the golden calf, the sin in the wake of which Moshe will issue his ultimatum, is born from the people's inability to cope with Moshe's absence after 40 days away convening with God. Panicked, they immediately assume that Moshe's absence means that they have been abandoned and look for a replacement. And so in giving us a parsha without Moses' name, the Torah allows us to enter into our ancestors' experience. We read this parsha and notice that Moshe is missing, just as the people experienced that Moshe was missing. And while I don't believe that this parsha is hoping to induce panic, there is something profound about an opportunity to empathize with the Israelites' experience of fear around loss or around the void of leadership they're experiencing. And as a result, it gives us the opportunity to reflect on what parts of this experience are universal, and also how do we have an opportunity to react differently. How can absence foster not panic, but a response that is met with greater resolve, with greater clarity about how to respond meaningfully, how to respond thoughtfully, productively when we're confronted with such an absence? So I've been thinking about this question constantly. How do we confront absence? So on Tuesday night, the president delivered the State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress. And much of the discourse over the last few days has been that it felt like there wasn't and hasn't been any unified communication or strategy or presence in how to respond to this administration's tirade against not only our norms and institutions, but also our fundamental rights to safety and to community and to our well-being. And so I continue to feel myself and read and hear from so many folks that it feels right now what we're feeling is a real void in leadership, in messaging, in strategy, and how to respond to this moment where there is so much heaviness, there are such real stakes. And for all of us in this room, it's not the only absence we're feeling, right? As Angelinos, we are still very much reeling from the immense loss from the fires, the Eaton fires and the Palisades fire and the fires across the greater Los Angeles area. And so many of these losses, not unlike Moshe's absence, they're not necessarily absolute, right? They fall into this category that we describe as ambiguous loss, which, by the way, is not necessarily any less painful or any less real, but it is harder sometimes to define, especially when those around us seem to not be experiencing the same acuity of this reality, of this loss. And so in moments where Torah can reflect back to us our own experience, when it seems like there's a deep wisdom our tradition is holding, the question we have to ask then is, so what now? Right? We see this mirror, so what do we do with it? How do we learn from the Israelites? How do we witness and we validate and we honor their fear while understanding that the Torah is offering us a window, right? An opportunity to meet this absence, our own absences, our own voids, from a more grounded place. So this opening verse that I shared that omits Moses' name, it's also notable because it's the verse that for the first time we are introduced to the Ner Tamid, the eternal light that we sometimes see in congregations that will be above an ark. In this case, it was the eternal light that would be lit in the Mishkan, at the tabernacle, the place that God's presence would reside. And I learned from a mentor of mine that in this week's Parsha of Tetzaveh, we'll read this word Tamid, the second word of Ner Tamid, which means, Tamid itself means everlasting or uninterrupted continuity. We'll read this word 6 times in this Parsha, which is more than any other Torah portion throughout our yearly cycle. So I want to slow down and emphasize this point, because to me it feels profound. In a parsha where we're confronted with an absence, we're also instructed on the importance of that which can remain constant, that which can be everlasting. These ideas, which I know in some ways can feel contradictory, feel like they must be understood in relationship to one another. How can we possibly and perhaps confront the void by accessing that which is constant, that which is always present? And so there's a great Talmudic debate that the rabbis of the Talmud have. They ask one another, what is the greatest verse in all of Torah? What is the most important principle? So Rabbi Akiva jumps in and he argues, he says, the verse is, love your neighbor as yourself. But then Ben Azai jumps in and he says, no. It's the verse from Breshit that says, and God created human beings in the divine image. And then Shimon ben Pazai shares a verse from this week's Parsha. One sheep shall be offered in the morning and a second in the afternoon. As most Talmudic discussions often do, a final verdict is made. Another rabbi jumps in, Rabbi Ben Ploni. He stood up and said, the greatest principle in the Torah lies with that final opinion, with Rabbi Shimon ben Pazai. Yeah, let that sink in. It's not the golden rule that we should treat folks the way that we want to be treated. And it's not the idea that we all contain within us a divine spark, but it's instead a verse that describes the regular practice of bringing offerings to the divine. So what's going on here? So the Netivot Shalom is a 20th century Musar text, and it explains this conclusion. The explanation of Ben Pazai is a more inclusive answer than the other verses, because it emphasizes that a person should do service or serve God with constancy, tamid. Therefore, the verse referring to the tamid sacrifice in the morning and in the afternoon every day is the basis of the Torah. Everything else is simply commentary. So if the Baal HaTurim is teaching us that being presented with this void is an opportunity to react with intention, then what the Netivot Shalom is doing is offering us this idea that if we lean on that which is constant, that which is everlasting, that which we do have at our disposal, our community, our faith, our resolve, this is the solution. Instead of panic or overreaction or despair, we can instead lean into what we already know, what we always have access to, this very act of holy and consistent regular service. And to be clear, what our tamid is, that which is constant or ever present, it will look a little bit different for each of us. It might be making a renewed commitment to political organizing or to finding a political home. It might be continuing a conversation with a loved one, maybe even someone who has passed away. It could be finding more time to pray or to learn or to do what we call in our tradition avodah, holy service. What our Torah is offering us is that absence need not be a cause of despair. Instead, it can and should be an opportunity to tap into the wellspring of what we have always had, of what we currently have, what will always be ours. So this Shabbat is the one that immediately precedes next week's holiday of Purim. And every year this Shabbat, the one that is a few days before this holiday, we call it Shabbat Zachor, the Shabbat of remembrance. And the reason for this is that at the core of this Shabbat is this commandment to remember Amalek, who was an Israelite enemy. We're supposed to remember the way that Amalek tried to destroy our people. And we believe that the villain of next week's story of Purim, Haman, was a direct descendant of Amalek. And so each year, the Shabbat before Purim, we observe this commandment of remembering. Shabbat Zachor, we're here to remember tonight. And so as we enter Shabbat Zachor, I'm considering how memory itself can be the source of tamid, of continuity from which we can draw strength. This loss of what once was, whether it's this tectonic shift in our political landscape, or it's the gut-wrenching changes in what our city now looks and feels like, or any personal losses that we may be facing. These are voids that will not be filled in quickly. And in these moments where we may feel the severity of this absence, it is so easy to forget what we already know. But memory is ours. It's one of our greatest resources. We know how to show up. We know how to take care of one another. We know how to be of service because we've already done it. And so my blessing is that on this Shabbat Zachor, that we remember to continue to grow and to continue to build and to continue to organize and to continue to heal. And please, God, may it be that Moshe's absence is not a cause for panic, but it's an opportunity to remember everything that we are capable of when we step into that void and fill it with our own ner tamid, our own everlasting light. Shabbat shalom.
Picture you in the sun, wondering what went wrong, and falling down on your knees, asking for sympathy, and being caught in between all you wish for and all you've seen, and trying to find anything you can feel that you can believe in. May God's love be with you always. May God's love be with you. I know I would apologize if I could see your eyes, 'cause when you showed me myself, you know, I became someone else. But I was caught in between all you wish for and all you need. I picture you fast asleep, a nightmare comes and you can't keep awake. May God's love be with you always. May God's love be with you. 'Cause if I find my own way, how much will I find? If I and I don't know anymore what it's for. I'm not even sure if there is anyone who is in the sun. Can you help me to understand? 'Cause I was caught in between all you wish for and all you see. Maybe you're not even sure what it's for any more than me. May God's love be with you always. May God's love be with you always. May God's love be with you That song was written by a man named Joseph Arthur, and it's called In the Sun.
Time for our kindred spirit moment. Just gonna lower the mic a little bit. Are we around the same height?
Yeah. All right.
Get right up on it.
Shabbat Shalom, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Zev, and I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you if you're comfortable to raise your hand or put your name in the chat if it's your first time here. Ooh. And also, like everybody, could I get like an oh yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, hi. I'm gonna need your help. There are 3 things I'm gonna mention: soul, community, and joy. And when you hear one of those things, you've gotta go ding, 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 ding. All right? You'll do that? Let's begin. Okay. So, Nefesh basically translates to soul. Ding, 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 ding. The author Tom Robbins wrote that a lot of modern religion is built on the idea of spirit, which is cool and detached, while the real divine is all about soul, which is hot, heavy, and difficult. And if there's 2 things Nefesh is not, it is cool and detached. And we love wrestling with the hot, heavy, and difficult. We do a lot of social justice work, and we're not afraid to wrestle with our tradition and our religious texts. Not literally, of course. I could easily beat the Torah in a wrestling match. I just want to be clear, if you want to go wrestling with the holy books, this is not the place. Okay. We don't shy away from difficult conversations, even in our own community. Ding, 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 ding. I love participating in the dialogues we host at different learning opportunities, and I feel I have been embraced by the community, with one example being their seemingly unconditional support for me at my bar mitzvah 4 months ago. In my Tikkun Olam speech the Friday before, I invited the congregation to come, and I feel that a great number of you accepted my invitation. Thanks, guys. I will be completely honest. My first experiences at Nefesh were sometimes rough. I would get really overwhelmed, but my feelings dissipated as I came to love the joy, ding, 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 of Nefesh. I love watching the dancing and singing and happiness of Nefesh prayer. I feel spiritual, or should I say solitual, well, well, being at any one of the Nefesh events. But I'm not just here to goof around with you guys. We have some business to take care of. We have a unique kinship membership model, which meets people where they're at financially. Basically, you pay what you can and what feels meaningful and sustainable to you. And if you're visiting or not ready to make a regular commitment yet, a one-time donation is also possible and very welcome. If you have any questions about Nefesh, about kinship, please look for me or probably my mom after services, or you can talk to Ellen or Jordana. I'm like literally their biggest fans. I always want to talk to them. Thank you so much for your time and have a great, amazing Shabbat.
Okay, that was like a throwdown. The kindred spirit will never be the same again. Everybody's going to have to step it up now. And like a preparation for Purim, it was participatory. Jordana, the aforementioned, will share announcements.
I don't even know what to say after that. Shkoya, Zev, your new executive director. Hi, I'm your old executive director. I'm Jordana. Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to keep this pretty quick. So there's a couple of really great things coming up. The first one is next Thursday. It's Drag Purim. And as I was talking to people tonight, I got the feeling that you don't understand what Drag Purim is. So I'm going to tell you very quickly how it goes. Okay, so we chant the whole Megillah, right? But we do it in scenes. And here's how it goes. We chant a section, and then next, a commissioned spiel by a Nefesh community member, some of whom I see in this room right now, is then going to tell the story of the book of Esther that was just chanted. And then an incredible drag performer is going to come and do a musical performance that somehow lifts up elements of the story or the theme that was just told to you in the spiel and the chanting. And then we do that 4 more times. Yo, get there. SIJCC, Thursday, March 13th. Wear a costume. Doors at 7:30. You can't miss this. Like, it's ridiculous. The SIJCC, across the street, effectively, in Silver Lake. The independent JCC of Silver Lake. Okay, I just felt like you maybe didn't understand what I was saying when I was saying come to Drag Purim. Other things that are coming up have already been previewed by Susan and Sasha. This Sunday, we are having our first ever open to all community conversations around Israel-Palestine. I also see facilitators in this room. Like, what an incredible community we have. Thank you, lay leadership. Following that, there is Malik's bar mitzvah. Also, we will have Saturday morning Shabbat services. We will have Makom, all are welcome. This Sunday is our Makom Purim celebration, which is going to be yet more mind-boggling joy. One last thing I want to say is that we have a retreat coming up, a spiritual retreat. If you have questions about that, I see other people who have just, what an incredible community. Sasha, you're up.
I don't know how to follow both of you at once. Drag Purim. I'm just going to throw in a 4th version. Come to Drag Purim. Also, thank you, Rabbi Aaron, for already showing us in leadership to wear costumes as he came dressed as Adam Brody. So, thank you. For I and many others will be coming dressed as the $8 million transgender mice. So please dress as... Okay, that was too much. First thing, because I already got too many questions. 1, no, I'm not a rabbi yet. I'm just not your intern anymore. 2, a yad is the thing you use to read the Torah. And this... Apologies that wasn't clear. Alec, no pressure. This might be the first use of it at your bar mitzvah.
No pressure.
No pressure. And then, of course, in true Sasha style, the very first time I spoke here, I forgot my own name. And so to close out in my internship, I brought the whole staff up here and forgot to say thank you. So thank you to them. This is her telling me to leave. Thank you to you guys for allowing me to learn as I go and for accepting me and being patient with me and for creating a new job for me. Thank you. And then the last thing I'm supposed to tell you with this jazz music about death and dying. We have started the Nefesh Hevra Kadisha. Woo! The Hevra Kadisha is a spiritual volunteer community. No, keep going. You have to lean into it now. Keep going. No, it is a spiritual community that holds and accompanies the body after death into burial. It is a very beautiful ritual. We now have a community that have been trained to do it, and we will be teaching a class here at 4 o'clock, March 23rd, about death and dying and the liturgy for this beautiful ritual. You don't have to be part of the Hever Kadisha to join the learning, but we invite everyone to come and learn with us. Sorry.
Beautiful. Shabbat Shalom. And yes, this Hevra Kadisha is very, very meaningful. It means that if you have a loved one who has died, there is a group within Nefesh Kin, who will help to take care of the body, stay with the body, do the washing, the tahara of the body. It's very, very meaningful that we have this now to offer each other. So thank you all who've gotten trained to do that. Okay. An actual person who has died. No, now. It would have to be here. Yeah. Okay. I just want to be with this jazz, but this good because now we need joyful things to pray for the Elenu. So let's go. Let's hear the joy. Yes. Lila. Yes. Lila's prayer and poetry workshop is coming up for the month of March. You can ask her about it. Anybody else have joy? Let's go. Joy muscles. Yes. Hearing aids. Wonderful. Oh, wow. In Milan. Max has a drum recital. Joyful, Max. Yes. Yes. Queen, Journey, and the Scorpions is what he will be playing. Yes, joyful things. Yes. Yes. Hi, Hannah. Where? Beautiful. Okay. Great. Art show, very joyful. Thank you. After Purim Spiels at the art show in South LA. People can ask you about it, yes? Awesome. And there are flyers. Thank you. Gorgeous. Lots of joy. Art and Purim and Spiels. Yes. Joyful things. What's joyful in your life? Two things. Family visiting from New York for Pesach. Great. Great. And the second thing? Beautiful. Go see Gustavo Dudamel before he leaves Los Angeles and his Philharmonic. Yes, you can say that. Beautiful. You can always get rush tickets, is the part you might not have heard. Yes, joy. Last couple joyful things we can slowly, as you are able to rise, rise. Yes to the drum show? Yes! Jonah, what you have for joy? For what? You finished editing your pilot. Joyful thing, yes. You got into law school. Congratulations. And we have from Sally Dworsky right here.
I want to say that my son Charlie put out an album today that is beautiful, and y'all should go listen to it. Charlie Hickey.
Charlie Hickey. Music. Yes. Mama. You came back from being away. Beautiful. Alenu, 282. Let's go. By Yom Habu. just want to have a moment of joy here in having these incredible humans. Tamir, it's really great to have you back. And Dave, and Leah is back. We've missed Leah. And of course, our incredible musical co-directors, David Swirsky and Sally Dworsky, always so beautiful. Our Hazan, our leaders. We have a last prayer we always do in our tradition. I'm going to invite you for a moment to be seated, although usually we move straight into the Kaddish. We have a moment we're going to take here before the Kaddish memorial prayer. And that is, we have lost a member of our community, and we're going to honor her for a moment, and then we're going to say Kaddish with everybody who's in, all the immediate mourners who are in the first year of mourning and who are also observing a yurt site tonight, the anniversary of a death. But we just want to pause for a moment because Layla Saracolo has died, and she barreled into Wilshire Boulevard Temple the last week that I was working there, saying that she was coming, that she had heard about me and she was coming to find me. And I said, well, here's the thing, we're about to go on a journey. And she said, let's go. So many of you may remember her from coming right away to Silver Lake JCC. And then it got harder and harder for her to participate. And there was, of course, COVID, but then harder to participate. And I just want to acknowledge Elizabeth, who I think is here. Elizabeth Seaford, I see you out there, thank you, who would give Layla rides. And Layla really struggled in her life with her mental health and also lived a life of incredible beauty and magic. And it was, for me, a very immediate and deep, and I don't fully understand it, connection that we had with each other, which was as her brother, who's going to come up in a moment, it was not easy. It was not easy, and it was really magical. So this is her brother Richard, please, who is here from out of town, and here because this will be an opportunity to remember Layla.
So Layla Saracalo was my sister, and I adored her when we were little. She was the coolest big sister, imaginative, fun, always on to the latest new thing. She was beautiful and infinitely inventive, but if you crossed her, you quickly got her dark side. She had her moment of fame as an accidental extra in a Star Trek movie, and she milked that for all it's worth. And somewhere in her constellation, you'll find Bob Dylan, Allen Ginsberg, Stephen Hawking, and a host of other actors and rock stars and artists. She was a great storyteller. Within her fantastical tales was often a tiny grain of truth. She lived in Paris for a time in a small apartment about a block from the Rodin Sculpture Garden before coming home to Burbank, where she lived with our mother. As magnificent an artist as she was, and with more chutzpah than anybody else I've ever met, she just couldn't find a way to connect her grand visions and brilliant creations to the boring nuts and bolts of everyday life. Relationships with her could be very difficult and often skidded to a bad end. She reached out to me around her birthday in October. She was manic, untethered, and very frightened. And I spent hours on the phone trying to help her reach ground. She sent me a text, "A sister kisses a brother in sadness. A farewell to a great life." I asked her if she was going to harm herself, and she said no, just watching a life well lived flash by in photos, wondering why. Her life was equal parts magic and tragic, but at the end she got to say goodbye to the one who's known her all her life. And as I've been here cleaning up the many, many loose ends she left behind, connecting with people who knew and cared about her, I feel her spirit around me, floating free of her demons at last. So thank you for welcoming Layla to your community, and for being a light that cut through the darkness of her loneliness and isolation. Thank you for being her friend. Thank you for holding her in your hearts, And thank you for giving me a moment to remember her, surrounded by loving kindness.
So I want to say that Richard has found some talitot in her home that he has gifted to us. And this is one of them. I'm honored to be wearing it and will be wearing it. So Richard, if you want to stay up and joining him, please, anybody tonight who is in the first year of mourning, the loss of a loved one, or if you are observing a yurtzeit tonight, meaning it's the anniversary tonight of a death that has happened this week in past years, we invite you to come make a circle together. We'll make more space back here so we can go all the way to the ark. Yeah, thank you, Jonah. So mourners, if we can make this circle together, an oval probably can go down that hallway. We are going to go around this circle, and if you can say, if you would like to say the name of the person you are remembering, please do it. If you don't want to, that is fine. You can just gesture to the person next to you who can go. Jessica, don't be. You're on page 294. Nitkada.
Amen. Amen. Mevorach le'olam u'mei amen. Amen.
May the one who brings comfort bring comfort and peace to each of you. And may the one who brings peace, please God, bring peace to us all, to the whole world. And we sing now for peace, or say shalom. If you would like to, you can sway. If you're comfortable and your neighbor's comfortable, you can wrap your arm around them, and we'll sing together.
Ose shalom bimromah, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, le'imru, amen.
We'll do kiddush now and motzi, and then enjoy the oneg. And thank you to Shauna and Jen for the extra yummy desserts.
Grape juice is coming around. Okay, we'll say Kiddush together, and then we'll do motzi. Vayechulu hashamayim va'aretz v'chol tzevam vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi mekom melachto asher asa vayevarech Elohim et yom hashevi vayekadesh oto כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה ורצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן לחיים. All right, we'll say motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, המוציא לחם מן הארץ. אמן. בתיאבון, שבת שלום.
I just want to say one thing, which is thank you to Shauna and Jin and to your family for sponsoring our dessert oneg tonight. You're going to see some really spectacular desserts out there, and they brought those for us all to share to celebrate the simcha of their wedding. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov. Yehelanu, hey, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov. Yehelanu, yehelanu, yehelanu. ולכל ישראל, יהי לנו, ולכל ישראל, דוד מלך ישראל, חי וקיים, דוד מלך ישראל, חי וקיים. לכל ישראל, יהי לנו, ולכל ישראל, דוד מלך ישראל, חי וקיים. דוד מלך ישראל, חי וקיים. מי שנכנס אדר, מי שנכנס אדר, מי שנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה, מי שנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה, מי שנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה, מי שנכנס אדר מרבים בשמחה. מי שנכנס אדר